Amara slowly approached the door, her heart still racing from the strange message on her phone. When she opened it, she found the maid standing there with the snack and drink she had requested earlier. Amara exhaled, collected the tray, and quietly returned to the bedroom, where David was still asleep. He doesn't like her eating late at night. By morning, the tension the previous night had faded into something almost ordinary. David teased Amara over breakfast, stole a piece of fruit from her plate, and pulled her closer when she tried to get away, reminding her that 5 years of marriage had not made him any less troublesome. She laughed, and for a few minutes, she forgot about the photograph, the strange message, and everything she had been trying to understand. Later that morning, Amara met with Diana. They had known each other for years, though they were never particularly close. Their friendship was built more around trust and occasional professional favors, Amara knowing Diana's work as a journalist, and Diana occasionally helping her get information that was difficult to find elsewhere. Amara didn't tell her everything. She simply mentioned a name from the old photograph and asked whether Diana had ever come across it in her research. Diana recognized the name. That was enough to make her curious. She promised to look into it. The rest of the day continued normally. Amara went to work, attended her social media activities, and recorded content for her followers, while David remained occupied with his own responsibilities. At one point, while Amara was alone, her phone lit up with a message. She looked at it and smiled briefly before putting the phone away. Meanwhile, David decided to surprise his wife. He went to her office carrying flowers, hoping to take her out for lunch and spend some time together away from their usual routines. But Amara wasn't there. He was told she had left for a meeting. David tried calling her once, no answer. He called again, still nothing. A third call went unanswered. He eventually left the flowers in her office and went about the rest of his day, although the unanswered calls stayed on his mind. Later, David met Mike for their usual game of snooker. Tony was nearby with David's briefcase, waiting while David finished his game. Between shots, David finally mentioned that Amara had been acting differently lately. Mike listened without making accusations. He reminded David that Amara was his wife, and that 5 years of marriage meant he knew her better than anyone else. If something was bothering her, Mike suggested that David talk to her, instead of allowing his imagination to fill in the gaps. David nodded, took his shot, and watched the ball disappear into the pocket. For the moment, he accepted the advice. Elsewhere, Diana called Amara back. She had found something. There was a woman whose name had appeared in old records connected to the Cole family, and Diana had found another woman with a similar connection several years later. Neither case proved anything, but both women had disappeared from the family's public history around periods when the Cole family's wealth had taken significant leaps. Diana wasn't accusing anyone. She simply told Amara that the pattern was strange enough to deserve attention. Amara began looking deeper. 3 women appeared across different periods, each connected in some way to the Cole family, each disappearing from public life under different circumstances, and each disappearance occurred around a period of major financial growth. Then she found something that seemed to destroy the entire theory. One of the women was still alive. There was a photograph of her taken several years earlier, apparently proving that Amara's suspicion was nothing more than coincidence. She almost stopped looking. Then she noticed the date. The photograph wasn't recent. It was years old. Amara searched again, but there was no reliable information about the woman after that photograph. By nighttime, David was home. He asked Amara how her day had gone. She told him work had been fine, and that she had been extremely busy. David listened quietly. Then he told her he had gone to her office. Amara's expression changed. He reminded her that he had brought flowers because he wanted to surprise her, but she wasn't there. He had called her several times too, and she hadn't answered any of them. David wasn't smiling now, but he wasn't shouting either. He simply looked uncomfortable. He asked where she had been. Amara hesitated before asking, "Are you questioning my loyalty?" David's expression hardened. He told her to answer the question instead of turning it around on him, because if she was clean, there was no reason to beat around the bush. Amara defended herself, explaining that she had been at the office earlier but had to leave unexpectedly for a conference meeting downtown. Her phone had been on silent during the conference, she explained, and by the time she checked it, she had already seen the missed calls and decided to call him back after getting home. David found the explanation difficult to believe. He asked her for proof. Amara reached for her phone and showed him photographs from the conference. The pictures appeared convincing. She was there, surrounded by people at what looked like a professional gathering. David studied them carefully. The evidence left him with little room to argue. His anger faded into embarrassment, and he apologized for the way he had spoken to her. Amara accepted the apology, but she was still hurt that he had questioned her loyalty. Later that night, they lay together in bed. The argument had passed, but the emotion remained between them. David pulled her closer and admitted that he had been worried because he felt her slipping away from him. Amara rested against his chest, listening quietly, and for a moment the mystery surrounding his family disappeared from her mind. She saw only the man she had loved for 5 years. She kissed him, and he held her tighter. For that night, they were simply husband and wife again. But the following morning, while David was still asleep, Amara sat alone and looked at the information Diana had given her. 3 women, 3 disappearances, 3 periods of extraordinary financial growth, and 1 family appearing around all 3. She looked at David sleeping peacefully beside her, then at her wedding ring. Something inside her had changed. Later that morning, Amara walked into a licensed firearms dealer. She didn't look angry. She looked frightened. After completing the necessary process, she left with a handgun concealed among her belongings. She sat inside her car for several seconds without starting the engine, staring at the building behind her. Then she looked at the weapon. She took a deep breath, started the car, and drove off.